Hi everybody, welcome to Inking on the Fly with me, Amy Jasper. Today I have a card for you that has absolutely no stamping on it whatsoever. So here's what it looks like. This one has what people are calling an origami window frame. So that's what we're going to be making in this session today. So in my kit here, I have everything pre-cut. We start with a card base of Smoky Slate. Mine looks a little banged up. I hope that yours is not banged up like mine is. My corners are a little bit smushed. So whenever I have a smushed corner, I try to decide where can it go that it will be less visible. Smushed corners on the left, or sorry, on the right on the bottom are usually, that's going to be really easily seen. I mean, they're going to be seen anywhere, but bottom left would be better, but I don't have that luxury because the card of course opens like that. So I'm going to go with inside top right, and maybe I'll make that an intentional fold. I don't know. Or maybe I'll leave it and not worry too much about it because it's a minor thing, pretty minor. Okay, so in my kit I have a few things here. We've got some denim ribbon. This is 5.5 inches long. We have some Night of Navy baker's twine, and that's 12 inches. We have a piece of Rococo Rose that is 1.5 inches by 1.5. We have two stitched rectangle pieces. One is Misty Moonlight and the other is Seaside Spray. These are cut using the stitched rectangles dies. I have two pieces of Whisper White. One is not cut. It's 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And one has a bunch of cuts in it, the same size, but I've cut out using the layered squares dies from Stampin' Up. I've cut out a square. What size is this one? 1 5/8 approximately by 1 5/8 square, and then the letters from the Playful Alphabets Dies, letters H and I. So I cut those out of here because this piece, all of those cutout areas are not going to be seen. So I'm going to attach that to my card. And all those cut pieces will be hidden underneath. This is me making an attempt to be a little more frugal with my supplies. Aren't you proud of me? It's hard sometimes because sometimes laziness gets in the way, I think. And the other Whisper White, or Basic White, sorry, changing product a little bit. Basic White, not Whisper White anymore. It's going to go on the inside of the card, so I'm just going to do that right away. It's always nice to have something inside that you can write on, right? All right, and then we have another piece that is all cut up. This is Night of Navy, and this one is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Before I attach that one, I'm going to attach my square or my rectangles to it. So I want my rectangles to be snug together, like they're just best buddies. And I want an even border on the top and the sides. And you'll see that out of this paper has been cut a scalloped rectangle or scallop square from the layered squares stamps or layered squares dies from Stampin' Up. So that's the 3-inch scallop square. And then we have a little baby scallop square. This one is a 1-inch square. So I've cut those out of the center of that, again, to be frugal. Yes, I am very proud of myself. I will toot that horn. Okay, and then, so because there's a big hole in the middle, I'm just going to put adhesive all around the outside edge of my rectangle pieces. One side and across the top. I just want to make sure that it's in the right spot. Yeah, it looks good. So then I don't have any glue coming around the back side for while I'm working with this paper. And then the same thing with the Seaside Spray. We'll snuggle those up together. Ooh, and I didn't even get any glue anywhere. Yay! Okay. So because I glued those on, then I can use them as a guide to help me know where to put my ribbon. So I want my ribbon to be approximately that same distance as my borders. So I don't want it snuggled up tight. I want to continue that feeling of a frame. So for this, I'm going to use tear and tape. I can just decide where I want it and fold it over the back. Using my tear and tape to hold it in place. There we go. It's a little hard to get the tear and tape in the right place sometimes, while holding the ribbon in place at the same time. I know, we need more fingers. You can put a little bit of adhesive on the front side, but we're going to also be tying a bow around it, so I don't want to put adhesive in the middle at the front. But you could tack it down on the edges on the front, and that will help you in the process of folding it to the back. There. So now that that's put together, we can attach this to the card. It's just going to go flat. We can add our adhesive in those middle pieces now, so that they'll all stick down nicely. Dun, 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 dun. Excellent, excellent. We're well on our way. What's next? All right. Ooh, we have the fun part next. So the next part is to work on, we'll set this guy aside, and then we'll take our 4-inch by 4-inch piece of paper blooms. This is designer series paper that you can only get through Celebration right now. So in order to make that origami window frame, we're going to start by folding our paper in half. And then we can open it and then fold it in half again. And open it. And then we have some score lines there that we can use as our guide for the next stage, which is to take our corner and fold it into the middle, so it will be able to line up with our folds. And we can do that with all 4 corners. And they might not be exact, but do the best you can to make them as close to exact as you're able. Okay, so now you will, if you fold all of them in, you have another square, basically, right? So now you're going to take each of those and fold the point back on itself to meet up with the edge fold, like this. So then you do that with all 4 corners. And there we go. Then we have our base of our origami frame. Woohoo! All right. Then we can attach that frame to the 3-inch scallop square. Always put the glue on the smaller object. Then you're less likely to accidentally put glue where you don't want it. Now I do have a hole in there, so I don't want to get glue on my scrap paper, so I'm going to be careful and not do that. And then that can glue to my card base. I love how Stampin' Up! Helps things to line up or to coordinate, sorry. Everything coordinates so nicely. There we go. Looking good. Now we have our inside, all of our layers on the inside. So we have that basic white layer, which will have the Rococo rose over top. And then we have our letters, which are going to go onto our teeny tiny little 1-inch Night of Navy square. And again, I just use my liquid Tombow liquid glue, just little dots. You don't want too much, because if you have too much, you're more likely going to end up getting it all blobby and messy. Less is best with the Tombow. And then the eye. Line them up so that they are nice and tidy, as words would be if we were writing a word. And then we just need to add our dimensionals on the back of these guys. So again, I'm using the dredges of my dimensionals here. I do that. Use up all the pieces. Again, trying to be frugal. And that's on dimensionals in the middle. And then we can put dimensionals on the back of that as well. We're almost done. We have another step after this. So in order to attach this, I do find it's a little bit easier to just pull away our petals. And we already have those that X marks the spot. So we can use that to our advantage to help us get it straight. Looks good. And then we can fold these guys back in. And I like to make sure that these especially these outer edges, that I have them creased well, because it just makes that origami frame hold its shape a bit better when you have your edges creased nicely. And of course, when this one gets mailed, those creases will be pressed down in the mail, helping that to create that crease even more. Okay, lastly, we have our Night of Navy Baker's Twine, and this is not quite the same as what Stampin' Up has available right now. You can get the Baker's Twine with Stampin' Up from the mini catalog. Let me just find it. It's called the Well Suited Twine Combo Pack, and it comes with 2 rolls of Baker's Twine, Night of Navy, and Basic Gray. So this Night of Navy that I'm using, this Baker's Twine, is not that from that pack. So that pack, or that Baker's Twine, is going to, I think it's a little bit thinner, a little narrower than this one. But if you're looking for Baker's Twine, that's where you'll find it. So then I can fuss with a bow again. I'm a bow fusser. And there we have it. A fancy fold origami window frame card. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll make many, many, many more.